Hi, everybody. We're talking with Tom Sullivan, who is now a candidate and a challenger for an office looking for the seat on the City Council. Welcome to the program, Tom.
Thanks, Frank. Thank you for having me.
You know, when we take a look at the different things that you've happened to be involved with, if you could give us a little bit of a rundown and a background of some of the things that you do. People, if they don't know your name, they're going to know a lot of the things that you have been associated with. Go right ahead.
Thank you, Frank. Well, I'm a lifelong resident of Haverhill. I grew up in Bradford. Went to Sacred Heart School, Haverhill High, and Suffolk University, and then got my degree from Suffolk University as well as Suffolk University Law School. Came back to Haverhill and got involved in the VFW Santa Parade that was started by my dad, the late John T. Sullivan, back in 1964. He passed away in 1985, and I joined the parade committee, took over as chairman a couple of years later, and I was chairman of the parade committee for over 15 years. I'm still a member of the parade committee. I just passed the leadership role over to Joan Cranton first, and now Roland Plourde is the chairman. I'm also involved with the Winnie Kinney Foundation. I joined the board approximately 6 years ago. I guess it's been 6 years now. And I've been working to try to improve what goes on at Winnie Kinney and the appearance of Winnie Kinney Castle. We've done some great things at Winnie Kinney Castle the past few years. We have a new roof, 47 new windows. We run all kinds of events, and we've expanded our events and programs up there. We have created gardens up at the castle to make it more attractive, and I am not only the Vice President of Fundraising and Development for Winnie Kinney, I'm the gardener.
I saw you watering the flowers there. You do a great job.
Yeah, well,
they're looking good.
I do enjoy that. In fact, I just adopted the island down at Mill Street, just below Gale Park. Montessori used to have that spot, and then when they went out, the Gale Park Neighborhood Association was looking for someone to sponsor the island, so we had a fundraiser, campaign visibility type event, and we planted mums a couple weeks ago, and that was fun, and everyone's commenting on how nice they look. They're brown and gold colors, so for the Hillies and the football season. I'm also on the License Commission here in Haverhill. I've been on the License Commission for about 5 or 6 years. And as you know, the License Commission regulates the bars and restaurants as well as the stores in the town. And I think we've done a pretty good job of regulating the bars downtown, and along with my colleagues Joe Edwards and Jerry Sewell, my fellow license commissioners, I think we've done a good job and provided a lot of common sense direction and decisions to the downtown district. I am also on the board of directors of the Career Resources Corporation. We serve the developmentally disabled community. It's an exciting time to be on that board. We just relocated Career Resources from its Winter Street location, the old Winter Street school that my mother went to way back when. They moved from that location over to the Ward Hill Industrial Park into this beautiful space where they will be able to better serve the community, the developmentally disabled community. And I'm also on the Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce. I'm a member of the board of the Greater Haverhill Chamber of Commerce, and I've moved my law office downtown to the Landmark Building at 80 Merrimack Street. I really feel that Merrimack Street is going to become a focal point for economic growth and development in the next wave of activity as we elevate from the recession we're in.
It would seem as that you are the quintessential poster child for if you want to get something done, get somebody busy to do it because of all the different things that you happen to be involved in. Civic mindedness shows that you happen to, with all the different things you're currently involved in or previously involved in, and do you find this the next logical step for you to be able to step up to a challenge to be able to get a seat on the City Council?
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I've done a lot of work for the city. I love the city. It is a great city. And I now feel that at this point in my life, my daughters are grown. They're either in college or one of them's actually in St. Louis right now in the AmeriCorps program. She's participating in that program. She just graduated. It's a good time to step it up and try to elevate my focus on issues that are important to me. And like I said, one of those issues being Merrimack Street revitalization.
Tell us something about that.
Well, when you look downtown and you see what has gone on in the last wave of growth and development, we've now taken care of Washington Street to the extent that it's been rebuilt and good things are happening there, and Locust and Essex Street and Wingate Street. That part of downtown is pretty much set, and we have the garage down there now. Well, that leaves one street. There's kind of one street left downtown, and that's Merrimack Street. that's ripe for economic development and revitalization, and I think it's going to happen, and I want to be a part of it. That's why I moved my law office down there. The garage across the street, I'd like to see that garage reconstructed, perhaps an additional level put on that garage, and I'd like to see some business fronts, storefronts put in the opening. Instead of just having the paved space in the front, I'd like to see us develop some business office suites, retail office suites, with an opening in the middle for the garage, and maybe even have some businesses up above. And I think that can happen, and I think it will happen, because I think parking will become an issue on that side of downtown as we continue to rebuild some of those sites. I'd love to see the Woolworth building just go. It's time. It's been sitting there for 50 years, and everybody thought maybe we could do something with that building. We can do something. We can knock it down, and we can redevelop.
You're talking wishful thinking versus practical application.
Yeah, and I think it's time. I think it's time, and I think it will be time, and I do believe that developers will come along in the next wave, and they'll be attracted to that site. It's a beautiful location. It's on the corner of a bridge and a river. It's a cornerstone of downtown, and it's been idle way too long.
What do you think you'd like to see as, if you're elected to City Council, what would be some of the goals that you'd definitely like to see implemented during your first term, or initiatives that at least you look to propose?
Well, I'd like to get started on the Merrimack Street revitalization project. I know that the mayor has been working with the Secretary of Economic Development on a Riverwalk for the Merrimack Street side, and I'd like to get involved in that issue. I would like to explore possible funding sources for the reconstruction of the garage. And I would like to try to do whatever I can to attract developers to come take a look at the Woolworth building. I'd also like to improve our recreational parks and areas, and not just at Winnie-Kinney, although that is one of my favorite spots. And Winnie-Kinney definitely is ripe for some improvements. The trails could use some cleaning up. Forest management, which is coming actually to Winnie-Kinney. I'm on the Forest Management Committee here in the city with Rob Moore leading the effort, and they're doing a great job. They're cleaning up various areas, doing a management program at other locations right now, excuse me, and eventually they're going to hit Winnie-Kinney. There's $500,000, by the way, sitting in an environmental bond bill right now at the state level for forest management at Winnie-Kinney Park. When I first got on the board of Winnie-Kinney, I asked Senator Baddour and Representative Dempsey if they could get $500,000 in the budget, in the bond bill. And they were successful in doing that. Now, that doesn't mean we have the money. Now that they have authorized it, they need to appropriate it. But it is sitting there, and I want to see if I can get that money released as a counselor, you know.
Are you looking at Winnie-Kinney as a major resource, given the fact that there are, I don't think a lot of people know it, if I'm not mistaken, there's 1,500 acres of parks in the city of Haverhill, along with 25 miles of trails, no?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Haverhill is very, very lucky with within our 35 square miles. We have some of the most potentially beautiful parks and recreational areas and trails in the region. And I want to see that promoted. Winnie-Kinney Park is frequented by hundreds, if not thousands, of people every single day. And as the vice president of the Winnie-Kinney Foundation, but more regularly as the gardener who goes up there every day, I see where they come from. And the plates, the license plates, they come from all over the country, and especially in the summer. I've seen plates from Alaska. I've even seen a plate from Hawaii, and I have no idea how they got here.
Winnie-Kinney, in closing, the name Winnie-Kinney stands for the Indian name?
A beautiful place.
That's right.
And it certainly is.
Excellent.
And I want to help make it even more beautiful.
Tom Sullivan, thank you very much for being able to be here. We wish you the best of luck in your endeavors and being able to get a seat on the City Council.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you.